Hello, my dolls. Welcome back again to A Feminine Touch. If this is your first time here, welcome, my doll. And if this is not welcome back, my dolls, I love you. How is everyone doing today? Dolls, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just so happy and relaxed today because I just finished a massage and a facial. It's Christmas time and it's also my birthday month, so I'm just really really excited and just treating myself on spas and massages. This is really just how I like to unwind. So I'm just really happy today. But on that note, I decided to do this voice note and talk about the second topic I did share on my community, which was to stop caring about people's opinions. And this is something that we all, even I myself, I have times when I'm caring about what people think. So I'm not shaming anyone, I'm not saying anything oh, why do you care? It's no, we all, it happens, but we have to learn to stop caring, to be our best selves without the care of other people's opinions. So I'm gonna tell you a few things that I have learned to do to stop caring. When I just remember these things I'm about to tell you, I'm okay, so why do I care? So if you are interested in this, which I hope you are, please stay tuned. So the first thing I'll say is just stop caring. I know it's oh wait, how would I just stop caring? But honestly, just stop caring, just stop giving an F about other people, because I always say this and I love to say this: everyone and their dog has an opinion about you. And the funny thing is, I can't remember who said this, but it's so true, and it's that if you have gone out of your house, you have encountered 1,000 people that day, there are 1,000 opinions about you everywhere. So everyone you have met, even if it's just for a second, already has their own opinion about you. So do you want to sit down and start caring about that thousands of people's opinions? No. And of course it's easier said than done if you have maybe friends or family around you who tend to always say negative things about you, or just have different opinions, unsolicited opinions about your life or what you're doing or how you have chosen to live your life. Just stop caring, because it's not their life. And half of the time, this is something I've learned that kind of just changed my own perspective about how other people think. It's just remember that other people are also projecting themselves, their insecurities onto you. Do you understand? So this is an example of someone projecting themselves to you. For instance, if you decide to dye your hair red, and then you have a friend or a family member coming to you and telling you, oh, why did you dye your hair red? It's so ugly on you, I don't like it, blah blah blah. 9 out of 10 times, it's definitely because they do not have the mind to dye their own hair red. So that's why they're projecting their insecurities onto you. So that's how it looks. Because they are not comfortable with doing the same thing you have done, they start to insult you for it or laugh at you at it, So that's them projecting their insecurities onto you. And do not, my dolls, I trust you dolls. I know you dolls are absolutely amazing. So please do not tolerate anything. When you hear comments like that or talk like that, just be oh, well, that's interesting. I love it. I decided to do this, and, I'm doing it and I like it. And which brings me to the second option is, I need you dolls to own it. Own it. Whatever decision that you have decided to make concerning your life, I need you to own it, because this is another problem why we stop caring about other people's opinions, because we haven't owned our desires yet. Once you have owned your desires, you have owned the decision you're about to make for your own life, there's no reason to care about what anyone says. For the previous example I made about the dyeing of hair, if you have made a decision that I think I'll look better with red hair, I think I prefer how I look with red hair, and it's a decision you have owned. Once you have that red hair on, there is no one telling you anything. Like, you're not even listening, because to you, you look absolutely amazing. So whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you, own it, stand proud and own that decision. So if anyone is saying it, you look at them and you're like, oh, that's interesting. It's my decision and I decided to make it and I'm owning it, and you own it with confidence. You're like, yeah, I dyed my hair red and I love it, So once other people see you owning that desire or that decision, trust me, I mean, there are either two things. Either they're going to project their insecurities, like I already said, or they're just going to say, oh, wow, she has owned it, and they're going to stop what they want to say, And like I said, darling, don't even care about these people. Like I always say, if they're not like paying your rent or like actually contributing something really, like dear to you in your life, then there's no reason for you to listen to their opinion. And even if they are, there's still no reason to listen to their opinion, because it's your life and you control your life. And once you decide that I am in control of my own life and I have decided to own it, there is no reason, there is no one that is going to tell you otherwise, because you have owned it. The third point I would like to share with you guys is do the inner work. This is something I have been doing for the past 3 years now. I have been doing my inner work, and what this looks like is actually for me personally, it's really understanding myself, why I do the things I do, and journaling, because I need to say this, journaling is a big part of inner work. We are going into a new year, so I'll advise you get a book that you can just journal, so you can just write all those limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. Because if you have a desire, for instance, to dye your hair red, and you're thinking, oh, but I don't know, what if Sasha doesn't like it, or what if James says this, or what if anybody says this, and you're holding yourself back to actually doing the desire, to actually going through with the desire and the decision that you have decided to make for yourself. It's something you have to sit down and think about. Why do I really care about what these people think? Why am I allowing other people to hold me back from actually achieving my own desires? You actually have to do the inner work and write down what comes up, So for instance, if you write down, why do I care about whoever, why do I care about Sasha's opinion, question mark. And then you kind of sit down with yourself. This is something you have to do in a quiet space, no distractions, so you can really just sit down and do this by yourself. And if you're like me, oh, I don't want someone to read the journal or whatever, you can just tear a sheet of paper, write everything down, and then burn it or throw it away. Because I know sometimes people are kind of hesitant to really pour down their feelings in a paper or a book because of the fear that other people might read it. So I do understand that. So if you're like that, you can just do a sheet of paper and just be honest with yourself. Why do I care about this person? It could be anything sweet. Oh, I care about this person because they're my friend. But it's okay, if they're really your friend, they will appreciate you and accept you for what you're doing and the decision you've decided to take in your own life. If they're truly your friends, they will accept you. Then you write that down and you're yeah, if they're truly my friends, they will accept me. If they're truly my family and they love me like they say they will accept me unconditionally. And you also need to say, if they actually have a negative opinion about what it is that I've decided to do or anything, then you need to tell yourself that it's fine and I decide to let them go and let the opinions go and not care and still own it. So you need to also know that in two ways. First of all, you're my family. If they love me, they will accept me and they will let me choose my own way, how I choose to live my life, firstly. Secondly, if I have a problem with the decision I've decided to make, that's not my problem. We can agree to disagree. We don't have to fall out or anything. I feel if you need to fall out or stop talking to them as a whole, then maybe they have done something like really bad, like they're really constantly always, giving you that negative feeling and negative comments, then those kind of people, I decide cut them off. Like, don't respond to their text, just cut them off out of your life, because trust me, you don't even need those people. But if they're just like, I don't know about the decision, I don't know, but it's like, okay, we agree to disagree, it's great. Like, you can still agree to disagree and then own your desires. I feel like I cannot stress the second point, which is owning it, because this was a real game changer for me when I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do whatever, or I'm gonna be this person. Any decision that I have decided to make that I know is like really drastic, the only thing that I just remember is own it. Own it. Be proud, be confident, take that decision and own it. And then trust me, because it's so funny when at first you come with that energy of you're not really sure, you're still asking their opinion, you haven't really made the decision, you're like talking through, like trying to like convince them, about it and everything. They kind of give you that indecisive opinions too, where it's like, I can see, they can feel that, she hasn't owned it yet, so I guess we can, poke holes into this, or like, say our own comments, and just like pour negativity into this, because they can feel it. But when you've come and you have made that decision, and you're not like letting them know so you can ask for their opinion, you're telling them this is what you're doing, this is what you decided to do, this is who you decided to become, you decide, whatever that decision is for you. I feel like once you have owned that and stepped into your power, oh god, it's gonna be a big game changer, because trust me, then there's nothing anyone can say, and if anyone is even saying anything, you don't care, and they learn that you don't care and they start to shut up. Okay, my dolls, so we have come to the end of this. I really hope you dolls have taken some advice and some points from this. Please let me know in the comment section if you are gonna be implementing any of this, or if there's anything happening, or if there's anything you would like me to talk about, please let me know. I love you, and remember to have a feminine touch in everything you do. Mwah! Bye.